ClayFighter. All these old games look like claymation anyhow, so why not just bite the booby and say they're all clay? I liked the Blob. He was my favorite of the fighting game men, though he's not a man, he's more of a blob. He had a cool move where he turned into a buzzsaw and sliced through people, but it's okay because they're clay. They are not man flesh. This is a port of an arcade game. It's a really big thing for beat-them-up games, and it came out when Ninja Turtles were just the coolest. So good on this game for being better than the horrendous first TMNT game. It still looks a little funky and doesn't really wet my whistle these days, but that's okay. It's not good, but you know, it's fine. On the other hand, this game has ninjas and it fucking sucks. It's horrible, it looks awful, plays awful, it's not fun or fair. May not even be a game. I think we're still waiting for the test results to get back. Might be something else. Severed thumb, maybe? Bad meal at a bad restaurant? Not sure, but I'm suspicious of it being a true-to-life video game product. Oh neat, Killer Instinct from when childhood was happening. Well, this just isn't as good as it used to be, is it? The combo system would be neat if it didn't lag the damn game. Just awkward and uninspired is what this is. I like the skeleton man. I didn't like playing with him, he just kind of looks neat. This game's not that good. Now this isn't really a fighting game, don't let the title fool you. It should have been called Beat Them Up Force because it's a beat them up game, and it's fine. It's okay. You run around with your characters and beat up other people, and you have a health meter and it's 3D. I do understand the space I'm in, and I can't beat them up if I'm having to worry about if I'm beating them up, so good for you, Fighting Force. There's 2 ladies and 2 men's, and the controls are fine, and I like beating people up with things I find on the ground, but it's really repetitive, and I got bored of hitting the same guys in different parking lots. This would not have been a good video game in 1954. Wolfenstein 3D. This is fine as a proof of concept, and I appreciate it a bit, but it's very rudimentary. The levels are all the same storm of right angles, made covered with 2 or 3 different colors. It goes on way too long, and worst of all, it has no fluidity in motion whatsoever. It's excellent as an internal alpha build for Doom, but I'd hardly call it a predecessor. I'm glad it exists, but pretty much only for what came after. Animaniacs looks pretty good. It's the Konami Toon thing, just like Tiny Toons, but worse. There's a good mechanic where you can stand on top of your Animaniac friends to reach higher places, which is cool, and it had some good ideas. They just weren't executed at all, and I'd rather be executed than play this game again. Unless the afterlife is nothing but playing this game. Then I've got some thinking to do. I'm going to spoil this game for you, so be aware, gang. Spoilers for a 30-year-old video game coming up. Your boss, the biggest boss, the big boss man from Cobb County, Georgia, he's the bad guy, with his nightstick and all, and he has you break in and murder all his henchmen while he watches, because there has to be a plot twist, even if it breaks the entire premise of the game in half, because Kojima was as much a hack on his first game as he was on the rest. Some cool mechanics. Both versions of this game had absurd plot holes, stupidity, so you really shouldn't play stupid games. That's what I'm here for. The radio mechanics stuff was cool. I liked having to remember radio frequencies and write them down. Memorizing numbers. That was the highlight for me. I 100% expected this game to be mascot crap, but it's actually kind of reasonable. Plus its name's funny because it entails some scrotal jokes. You were a squirrel man, and you dodge and bounce on less cute organisms for some reason. I guess it's from that one era where everything was like Mario, so maybe Mrs. Nutz was kidnapped. I don't know. I don't remember. Nuts!